She messaged, "I'm pregnant and keeping it, but I want you out of the picture." I responded, "Got it." Then I sent her mother the DNA test results from 2 years prior. Her mom was at my doorstep with her tearful daughter in 20 minutes. I, 29 male, was at my desk wrapping up invoices when the text arrived at 3:22 p.m. on a Thursday. It was from Brianna, 27, my ex of 3 years, whom I'd parted ways with 8 months ago. "Hey, I've got news. I'm pregnant. It's yours, but I don't want you involved at all. No support, no visits, nothing. I'm handling this solo. Just thought you should know." I stared at the message for a full minute before replying, "Got it." 3 dots popped up instantly, vanished, then reappeared. "That's it? Just got it?" "Yep." "Wow, shows what kind of guy you are. Don't reach out again." I set my phone aside and opened my filing cabinet, pulling out a folder labeled Key Documents. Inside was a DNA test report from exactly 2 years and 3 months ago, the same test that shattered my trust in Brianna, though I tried to keep the relationship going for another year. 2 years back, Brianna had a pregnancy scare. She was adamant she was expecting, making a big deal about it. We were picking out baby names, turning the guest room into a nursery. Then one day she came home in tears, claiming she'd miscarried. Something felt wrong. Her story kept shifting slightly. Timelines didn't add up. When I suggested we visit a doctor to ensure she was okay, she exploded, accusing me of doubting her. But the unease lingered, so I did something I'm not proud of. I took a strand of her hair from her brush and had it tested against some material from her supposed miscarriage, which I'd kept from a tissue she discarded. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but my instincts were screaming. The results? No genetic match. The miscarriage tissue wasn't even human, likely chicken liver or something similar. I never confronted her. Instead, I began emotionally distancing myself. We eventually split over irreconcilable differences. She never knew I'd uncovered her deception, but now, she was trying the same trick again. I snapped a photo of the DNA test results and scrolled to her mom Diane's contact. Diane and I always got along well. She'd joke she liked me more than her own daughter sometimes. I typed a message. "Hi Diane, sorry to disturb you. Brianna just told me she's pregnant and wants no involvement from me. I thought you should see this from 2 years ago before any decisions are made. I kept this private, but given the situation, you need to know." I attached the DNA results and sent it. My phone blew up within 30 seconds. "What the hell is this? Are you implying what I think? Stay put, we're coming over." 22 minutes later, my door was being pounded. I opened it to find Diane with Brianna, whose face was swollen from crying. Diane looked livid. "Inside, now," Diane ordered, yanking Brianna by the arm. They sat on my couch. Well, Diane sat. She practically shoved Brianna onto it. "Show me everything," Diane demanded. I pulled out the physical folder, original test results, my timeline notes, everything. Diane's face grew redder with each document. "You faked a pregnancy?" She hissed at Brianna. "You faked a miscarriage?" Brianna was sobbing. "It wasn't like that. I thought I might be pregnant. Then I wasn't sure. And Jake was so kind, I didn't want to let him down." "So you bought animal organs and staged a miscarriage?" I asked calmly. The room went dead silent. "How did you—" Brianna started. "DNA test. It wasn't human tissue." Diane rose slowly. "And this pregnancy now?" Brianna stared at the floor. "Answer me." "I'm pregnant. But it's not his." The room was so quiet you could hear the neighbor's TV faintly. "Whose is it?" Diane asked, her voice icy. "Trevor's. Your married co-worker Trevor, with 2 kids." Silence. "You're trying to pin this on Jake because Trevor won't leave his wife," Diane said. It wasn't a question. Brianna broke into messy sobs. "You don't get it." Trevor said he loved me. He said he was getting divorced. But then his wife got pregnant again, and he said he couldn't leave, and I'm 2 months along. What am I supposed to do? I leaned back in my chair. So your plan was to claim it's mine, say you don't want me involved, betting I'd fight for parental rights and support you anyway? She looked up, tears streaming. You were always so good to me. So dependable. I knew you'd step up, even if I said I didn't want you to. You'd never let your kid go without. Except it's not my kid. You wouldn't have known. Diane's hand moved so fast I barely saw the slap. The sound echoed in my apartment. You disgust me, Diane said, using this man's kindness against him. After everything he did for you? He paid for your coding course. He supported you while you found yourself. He treated you like royalty, and this is how you repay him. Update 1. Wow, you guys called it. This was just the start of the madness. After Diane dragged Brianna out of my apartment, literally by the ear like she was a kid, I thought that was it. Wrong. The next morning, I woke to 67 Instagram notifications. Brianna had posted a lengthy story claiming I was a deadbeat dad abandoning her in her hour of need. She wrote, verbatim, "Some guys sweet talk. You fears then bolt when real consequences hit. Ladies, this is why we pick better. # single MOMS rock, # deadbeat dad, # not ready." The comments were wild. Her friends were trashing me left and right. Some said they always knew I was garbage. One friend, Kelsey, wrote a rant about how men like me should be chemically castrated. But here's the kicker. Diane's on Instagram, too. She commented, "Creative storytelling, honey. Should I share the DNA test proving you faked a pregnancy 2 years ago? Or mention you admitted the baby's your married co-workers? At everyone, my daughter's a liar and a homewrecker. Jake's the victim here." The comment section imploded. Within an hour, Brianna deleted everything. But screenshots are eternal, and I saved them all for my records. Then came messages from Trevor's wife, Eliza. Is this true? Is Brianna pregnant with my husband's child? I sent her screenshots of everything, including Brianna's apartment confession. Yeah, I recorded it. One-party consent state, folks. 20 minutes later, Eliza posted the screenshots on her Facebook. So this is the work friend Trevor said I was paranoid about. Now pregnant with my husband's kid while trying to scam her ex into raising it. Some women have no shame. Brianna Martinez, consider this your PSA. She tagged Brianna. She tagged Trevor. She tagged their workplace. But it gets juicier. Trevor showed up at my apartment that night. This fool had the nerve to be angry at me. You couldn't just let it go? He yelled when I opened the door. Excuse me? She wasn't asking you for anything. She said she didn't want you involved. You could have walked away. But no, you had to play Sherlock and ruin everything. I laughed, genuinely laughed in his face. Ruin what? Your affair? Your marriage? Your lies? You don't get it. Eliza's taking everything, the house, the kids, everything. And now Brianna won't talk to me. She says it's my fault for not leaving Eliza sooner. Sounds like your problem, Trevor. I could make this your problem real quick. He stepped forward, trying to intimidate me. Trevor, you're 5 feet 8 inches with the build of a twig. Also, my doorbell camera's recording. Go ahead, assault me on video. I'm sure that'll help your custody case. He deflated instantly. She told me she was on birth control, he whined. She told me she miscarried and it was chicken liver. Welcome to the club. I showed him the test results. His face went pale. Oh my God, what have I done? I wrecked my family for a lunatic. Yep, he started crying. This grown man stood in my doorway, bawling about his ruined life. Part of me pitied him. The other part recalled he was a married father of 2 who chose to sleep with his co-worker unprotected. So, play foolish games, win foolish prizes. Update 2. Remember how I said Diane, Brianna's mom, was on my side? That sparked a huge family divide. Brianna's dad, Harold, decided I was the bad guy. He claimed I humiliated his little princess aired private family matters, and probably drove her to lie in the first place. He called, threatening to sue for defamation. Harold, truth is a complete defense against defamation. You're calling my daughter a liar. No, I'm saying she lied. There's a difference. One's a character judgment, the other's a fact backed by DNA evidence. You had no right to share that with Diane. Your grown daughter tried to commit fraud. Her mother deserved to know. He hung up. Then the extended family got involved. Brianna's Aunt Rosa, Diane's sister, posted on Facebook about how some folks need to mind their own business and keep family issues private. Diane fired back, "Family issues? My daughter tried to scam an innocent man into raising another man's child. That's a crime, Rosa." Rosa. She made a mistake. She's pregnant and scared. Diane. She's pregnant because she slept with a married father of 2. She's scared because she got caught. Stop enabling her. The Facebook feud raged for hours. Cousins picked sides. Grandma Ethel chimed in, "In my day, we handled this quietly," sparking a generational debate. Then Brianna made her next move. She showed up at my workplace. I work at a small marketing agency, about 20 staff. Everyone knows each other. Here comes Brianna, visibly pregnant now. She'd been concealing it before, crying at the front desk. "Please, I need to speak to Jake." He won't answer my calls. It's about our baby. Our baby. The receptionist, Grace, called me down. I brought my manager, Carl, as a witness. "Brianna, you need to leave." "Jake, please, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for everything, but this baby needs a dad." "Then tell Trevor to step up." "He won't. His wife's divorcing him, and he says the baby's not his problem." "And it's mine?" "You're a good man. You could be an amazing father. Biology doesn't matter." Carl stepped in. "Ma'am, leave, or we're calling security." "I'm pregnant," she wailed. "With someone else's child," I said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "You admitted it's not mine. This is harassment." She turned to the small crowd of co-workers. "He's abandoning me. I made one mistake, and he's throwing away 3 years." I pulled out my phone and played the recording of her admitting Trevor was the father. The office heard it. Brianna's face went from fake tears to real horror. "You recorded me?" One-party consent state. "Now leave before I file a restraining order." She left, screaming I was a heartless monster who ruined her life. Grace looked at me after she left. "Dude, your ex is unhinged. Update 3, the meltdown. No, that's too tame. Let's call it Brianna's total mental collapse." After the workplace stunt, I filed for a restraining order. The judge issued a temporary one immediately after hearing the recording and seeing evidence of her fraud attempt. This apparently flipped a switch in Brianna, who went completely off the deep end. First, she contacted my mom. My mom. She called my sweet 62-year-old mother, claiming she was carrying her grandchild. My mom, bless her, said, "Sweetie, Jake sent me the recording. I know that baby's not his, but even if it was, after what you've done, I wouldn't want you in our family. Please get help." Brianna's comeback? She told my mom I was gay and in denial, which is why I rejected her and the baby. My mom, even if he was, that's fine. But he's not, considering he's been dating that wonderful girl Meredith from his gym for a month. Oh yeah, didn't mention, Meredith and I are dating. Nothing serious yet, but she's awesome. She thinks this whole saga is insane and has been super supportive. After my mom shut her down, Brianna tried a new tactic. She reached out to my college ex, Jessica. Jessica called me laughing. "Your nutty ex just DM'd me asking if you ever showed violent tendencies when we dated. I told her the only violence you showed was against pizza rolls at 2 a.m. But it got crazier. Harold, Brianna's dad, took matters into his own hands. He showed up at my apartment with his brothers, Rick and Paul, 3 middle-aged guys trying to bully me into doing the right thing. "You're marrying my daughter," Harold declared. I laughed. No, I'm not. She's pregnant and alone. She's pregnant with Trevor's baby. His problem, not mine. Rick stepped forward. You think you're tough, kid? I think I'm smart enough to have this on my doorbell camera. I also think my neighbor's a cop, probably home right now. Want me to call him? They left, but Harold said, You'll regret this. My only regret is not seeing your daughter's true colors sooner. The next day, my landlord called. Harold had claimed I was running a drug ring from my apartment. My landlord, who's known me for 5 years, laughed it off and warned me about the accusation. Then they called my work, alleging I was embezzling. My boss told them to provide proof or face legal action for false claims. They hung up. But the peak desperation hit 3 days ago. Brianna posted in a pregnancy support group on Facebook, claiming she was abandoned by her baby's father and needed help. She raised $1,400 before someone recognized her from Eliza's viral post and exposed her in the comments. The group admin investigated, confirmed the truth, banned her, and demanded she return the money or face fraud charges. Update 4. The restraining order hearing arrived. Brianna showed up in a maternity dress that made her look ready to deliver triplets, though she was only 3.5 months along. Her dad was there, with a lawyer who looked like he got his license from a vending machine. My lawyer, Janet, a total pro, worth every cent, had everything ready. The fake pregnancy test from 2 years ago, recordings, screenshots, workplace harassment evidence, false accusations to my landlord and employer, all of it. Brianna's lawyer claimed I'd emotionally coerced her into lying about paternity. Janet. How does one coerce someone into sleeping with their married coworker? He withheld affection. They'd been broken up for 8 months when she conceived. The judge looked exhausted already. Then Brianna took the stand. She tried to cry but couldn't muster tears, dramatically clutching her belly while claiming she was heartbroken. I wouldn't step up for this innocent child. Ma'am, is this man the biological father? Biology doesn't define fatherhood. That's not what I asked. Is he the father? Long pause. No. Do you know who the father is? Yes. Who? That's irrelevant. The judge granted a 2-year restraining order. Brianna screamed I was ruining her life. Harold called me a coward. Security escorted them out. But there's more. Outside the courthouse, Trevor was waiting with divorce papers, asking Brianna to sign a waiver against child support. Her meltdown was legendary. She started swinging her purse at him. Harold grabbed Trevor. Trevor's lawyer recorded it all. Pure chaos. Local news covered it. Courthouse domestic dispute leads to 3 arrests. Yep. Harold, Brianna, and Rick, who showed up for backup, got arrested for assault and disturbing the peace. Brianna had to repay the $1,400 she fraudulently raised. She was banned from multiple pregnancy support groups after her story went viral in those circles. Trevor's divorce finalized. Eliza cleaned him out. He's in a studio apartment, paying alimony and child support for his actual kids, refusing to acknowledge Brianna's pregnancy. Brianna tried one last desperate move. She consulted a lawyer about suing me for emotional distress. The lawyer laughed her out of his office. I know because his secretary's friends with Grace from my office. Here's the karma cherry on top. Brianna and Trevor's company has a strict no fraternization policy. When their affair surfaced, thanks to Eliza tagging their workplace in her viral post, both were fired. Brianna claimed pregnancy discrimination, but the company had proof of her admitting to the affair and using work computers to plan her fake pregnancy announcement to me. It found her search history. How to convince ex-baby is his, and fake DNA test results were standouts. She's now jobless, pregnant, living with her parents, with a restraining order against her. Diane called me last week. Jake, I'm sorry for everything. I'm getting Brianna therapy, but she's still not taking responsibility. She thinks you ruined her life by not going along with her scheme. I hope she gets help, Diane. I really do. You're a good man. Too good for her. Final update. Brianna had the baby, a boy. Trevor signed away his parental rights before the birth. Brianna tried listing me as the father on the birth certificate anyway. The hospital called me because of her claim. I sent them the restraining order and court documents. They had to get security to remove Harold when he caused a scene over them refusing my name. Word is Brianna's still with her parents. Harold and Diane are divorcing. The situation exposed deeper issues. Trevor relocated to another state for a fresh start. Eliza's dating a doctor from her gym, thriving. Rosa still posts vague memes about family loyalty. Meredith and I are officially together. She's incredible, funny, smart, honest, what a novelty, and has her life together. She jokes she owes Brianna a thank you note for being so unhinged that I was single when we met. My company gave me a raise post-drama. Carl said I handled it professionally, showing character. I moved to a better apartment with real security, just in case Harold gets more ideas. Janet, my lawyer, sent a Christmas card with a photo of my case file labeled Easiest Win of 2024. The best part? A month ago, a mutual friend said Brianna's telling people I baby-trapped her and ditched her when she wouldn't marry me. Even Diane doesn't buy it anymore. Some asked if I feel bad about how it all went down. Honestly, number. I could have ignored her text and let her live her lies. But she tried to scam me into raising another man's child. She faked a pregnancy and miscarriage. She tried to wreck my reputation, job, and relationships. She played foolish games. She won foolish prizes. The only ones I feel for are that baby, who'll grow up with Brianna as a mom, and Diane, a decent woman drowning in her daughter's chaos. But that's not my burden anymore. It never really was. To anyone facing something similar, document everything, trust your instincts, and never let someone guilt you into owning their choices. Peace out. P.S. Brianna, if you're reading this, and I know someone will send it to you, your son deserves better than the drama you're stirring. Get help, for his sake, if not yours. P.P.S. No, I won't reveal where I got the DNA test done 2 years ago. Stop asking, Harold.